welcome back to another episode of the Globetrotter Challenge, and as you can see, we are back here with Piper, and she is in the Granite Falls once again. We are working on her outdoor enthusiast. She has met everything that she needs to meet for this, except for achieving level 10 of her herbalism. She is currently at a level 9 out of 10, and so we need to get her herbalism up to a level 10. And so for her to do that, we are needing her to continue to gather. She is no longer able to read her books. In order for her to get up to level 10 of her herbalism, she has gained all of the knowledge out of the books that she can. We are going to let her try to read a little bit just to see if I can get her to get a little bit of knowledge out of it, but I don't think it's going to work. I think that unfortunately she has gained all of the knowledge that she can from the books. And if that is the case, we are going to need to gather more plants and more bugs in order for her to brew some potions so that she can gain herbalism by actually creating potions and things of that nature. So we are going to go ahead and just look around the area and see if we can find anything that she can gather, and look and see if there are any bugs and that she can collect. She is going to need to collect everything that she can pretty much find in the area, because she had made a bunch of lotions and potions and things of that nature in between the last episode and this episode, and had gotten a lot of progress in her herbalism. But as you can see, we are now on the last end of the journey. I'm going to take her over to the hermit's house and see if there's anything in his area that she can collect. So we're going to go ahead and take her exploring the area and see if he has any plants that she can collect, because as we know, he does have plants around his house that she can possibly collect. So we're just going to take her over there, and if there are any plants that have maybe gone ahead and blossomed in his area, they might have some things that she doesn't have for her to make some potions. And as we know, he has a grill at his place also, so she can just use his grill while we're there. So she's going to go exploring. So now that we have made it here at the hermit's house, we are going to just go ahead and take a look at the garden area and see if there's anything here that we can collect in the gardening area. And if there is, we will collect what can be collected in the gardening area. And then we'll head over to his house and see if there's anything next to his house in his planters that has blossomed, and see if there's anything over there that can be harvested. And while we're at it, we will collect any bugs along the way that we find that we can collect. But we are just in the process of collecting anything and everything that we can collect, and Piper is needing to do this so that she can make sure that she can brew anything and everything that she can for her herbalism. She's feeling really inspired. She knows that she's getting really close to finishing up this aspiration. All she has to do is get to that level 10, and then she will be done with this, and they can move on to Dorado, which is their next location stop in their next adventure. And so she is feeling like her eye is definitely on the prize, and this area is coming to a close. And she knows that Roman is going to be extremely thrilled to hear this news. It is the summer, and as you can see, the weather has taken a turn for the worst in the summer months, and they are starting to have a lot of storms and a lot of thunder, a lot of lightning, and she is definitely ready to be out of this area. They had a lot of storms that they had to deal with in Sulani, and this is the kind of weather that she wants to avoid. So we are just here at the hermit's house. We're going to go ahead and look and see if there's anything here that can be harvested. It looks like he is currently working on potions himself, so he may have already harvested, and it looks like he has. So there isn't anything here that we can harvest at all. So we aren't going to be able to get anything out of the garden here that he has planted in his planters. And so unfortunately, this does seem to be a little bit of a wasted trip. We may be able to just go ahead and converse with him and maybe talk about herbalism some, and see if that gets her herbalism up some, talking about herbalism with someone else that knows herbalism. But other than that, I don't think there's going to be anything that she's going to be able to do that's going to work towards getting her herbalism up in this area. Sadly, he has gone and picked everything in the area, and she is left with nothing to choose from. So that is not conducive to us making any type of progress towards our herbalism goals. We are going to go ahead and take her into his place here, though. She's feeling a little bit hungry. So I am going to just use his kitchen and let her go ahead and cook something up so that she can get herself something to eat, because he's using the grill. We're not going to be able to use that. But we can use his kitchen amenities, and she can go ahead and make herself something to eat here. So we'll go ahead and get her in here and just let her cook herself something up to eat. So she's just going to go ahead and make herself some supper here, and then she can go ahead and get something to eat. But in the meantime, it looks like I am going to need to go ahead and extend this vacation just a little bit longer, because we are going to run out of time. And as we know, we do have to get her to level 10 of herbalism, so we are going to need a few more days to get Piper to the area that she needs to get to for level 10 herbalism. And while we're at it, let's go ahead and sell some things in her inventory. Does she like cooking? Yes, she does. Yeah. We can go ahead and sell these herbalism books now too. I don't think we're going to need those anymore. All right, so now that we have sold these things in her inventory we no longer need, we can go ahead and finish up this meal and let her eat something here. Looks like she opted to make herself some fish tacos, which is delicious. So she's just going to go ahead and grab herself a little bit of a bite here, get her hunger up, and then we are going to have her sit down and have a little bit of a conversation with the hermit, and they're going to discuss a little bit of herbalism. We're going to see if that will help get her herbalism skill up a little bit, if she talks herbalism with someone in the area that knows a little bit about herbalism, and just see if that helps her any. There are a couple of things here in her inventory that she can identify, and that's going to help her herbalism a little bit as well. So we'll get her going ahead and identifying a couple of plants in her inventory that she has that haven't been identified yet, which is going to help her out some. So we will do that as well. And any little thing that she does that helps with herbalism obviously is working towards that goal of getting her closer to level 10. She, as you can see, is feeling really inspired by not only the meal, but also the campfire and just being in the area. She's feeling like this whole trip almost coming to a close is got her feeling all inspired all the way around, and she's going to go ahead and just look and see if she can brew anything. It doesn't look like we have the necessary ingredients to do that, so she's going to talk with the hermit here, and then obviously she's going to go out and we're just going to have her clean up this grill here a little bit. It is about 5 p.m. in the evening. Is just trying to kill a little bit of time. She is looking at all of the lotions that he's made, and she's thinking, that's what I need to be doing. I need to be getting all of the ingredients together so that I can make lotions, and I need to talk to him about herbalism. I need to talk to him about where I can find the rest of the ingredients that I need to do this. So they are just having a little bit of conversation about herbalism, and she's trying to find out, where can I get the things that I need? You know, I'm having a lot of trouble finding what I need for some of these lotions. Some of them I'm not having really any trouble finding, but other recipes I'm really struggling with finding some of the ingredients, and I was hoping that it was going to be an easier task, but it really isn't. And he's like, you just have to look high and low. Some of them are really going to be sneaky, they're really going to hide. And she's like, yeah, I'm finding that it is really difficult. You know, it's really, really difficult to find some of these things that I'm needing. And unfortunately, I'm wanting to get this taken care of, because I would really like to get out of this area. I've been here for an extremely long time. And he's like, yeah, I can understand that. And oh my gosh, it looks like Piper's pregnant. We just got a notification that there's going to be an addition to the family. So she is, guys, Piper's pregnant. I was not expecting that at all. I mean, yes, they have had some woohoos in the tent, but, you know, she has been trying and trying, and unfortunately she's been unsuccessful. And so I was not expecting that. She's going to go back to the campground here and just tell Roman the great news. So let's go ahead and share the news with Roman and tell him that we are pregnant. Oh, she's gonna grab him up, give him a big old kiss. She's like, Roman, I have wonderful news. You're never going to believe it. And he's like, what's that? And she's like, I just found out I'm pregnant. And he's like, what? You're pregnant? And she's like, yes, I am. I just found out while I was at the hermit's house. And he's like, you've got to be kidding. And she's like, I'm not kidding. Happy parents. Piper's partner was delighted to hear about the pregnancy, completely overjoyed. Okay, so they are thrilled about this news. Piper is thrilled about this news, obviously. She's over the moon. She cannot wait. She's been dying to get pregnant, and so she is absolutely overjoyed. She's feeling really flirty right now because of A, being pregnant has got her feeling very flirty and overjoyed, and her hormones raging, obviously, and so she is just really loving the fact that she is in this place, feeling these feelings, knowing that, you know, they finally have everything they wanted. The only thing that obviously isn't going their way is they're still stuck in Granite Falls. But aside from that, they are in a loving relationship. They are going to be settling down. They're going to be getting themselves a house soon. They are very, very much in love, as you can see. They are expecting a baby, and she's like, nothing could be going better than what is going right now. I am almost done with this aspiration. This adventure is almost over, and now we have a baby on the way. Like, this is amazing news, and she's absolutely thrilled. She is so inspired now that she knows that not only is she almost done with this adventure, but now they have something even better to look forward to, and that's that they have a baby on the way. And it's pushing her even harder to go ahead and finish up this aspiration so that they can get themselves on the road to a different adventure, so that they can obviously settle down, get themselves into a home where they can be completely stable and they can raise a family together. So she's going to go ahead and go around the area, collect any insects that are lying around or flying around or crawling around, and she is going to try to get what she needs to make some more lotions and potions and get her herbalism skill up. She is just knowing that she has to keep her eyes peeled for any and all insects in the area. So as you can see, she has collected some insects. She is walking around collecting these bugs as she sees them on the ground or flying through the air. She's getting herself a little bit of a nap here, but then she's going to go ahead and go to the washroom. As you know, it is very difficult on a woman when you are pregnant. You have a baby sitting on your bladder, so she does need to take care of her bladder needs. So we are just going to go ahead and get Piper going and taking care of that. So she's going to head on over to the public restroom and just go and have herself a little bit of a wee. So Piper is just finishing up in the washroom here, and then we're going to have her go ahead and grab herself a little bit to eat. She is feeling a little bit peckish, and then she's going to go ahead and head on to the tent just for a little bit of relaxing time. She does need to get herself just a little bit of time to relax. As you know, she has been working really hard to gather things for the herbalism, and so now it's time for her to relax. It is a long day. It has been a long day, and she just needs to rest some. So now that Piper is up, she's just going to clean up a little bit and take care of all of this mess here on the campground, and then she's going to fix something to eat because she is feeling a little bit peckish here. This place is an absolute mess. She's looking around like, how did it get so messy? Like, I don't understand. We're gonna go ahead and have her grill up some food here. We know that Piper absolutely loves to grill things, so that's the one good thing about the area, is at the very least she is getting some grilling time in, and that keeps her very happy. She's happy right now because of her pregnancy and because of the fact that the rain has finally stopped. So at the very least, we can count on that. So she's just doing a little bit of light reading here in the herbalism book. As you can see, it isn't getting any of her herbalism skill up. So unfortunately, we aren't getting anything out of the book other than her just getting some light reading. Sadly, the herbalism skill is not moving any. So we are not going to be able to count on that book any longer. She's definitely going to have to collect the insects and collect the plants and just create the potions in order for her herbalism skill to gain. So we will continue on that journey. But in the meantime, she's just going to go ahead and finish cooking up some food here so that she can get something to eat. And Roman is just getting a little bit of much needed rest. Piper's just daydreaming about the fact that soon they're going to have their own place. Soon she's going to have a baby to hold in her arms. And she's thinking about how much she is excited about the fact that she's about to be a mother. And Roman is going to be a father, and every dream that she's recently had and all of the adventures that she's recently had are nothing, and they pale in comparison to this next adventure that she's about to be on. And she is over the moon. You can see every time she thinks about this baby and Roman, she gets very, very flirty, and she is just loving her life right now. Oh, she's so precious. We absolutely love that for her, that she is feeling this way, and nothing and no one is going to be able to stop her feelings of being so happy over this pregnancy. And I absolutely love that. I'm just going to get Roman up, let him go ahead and come grab himself some food because he's also feeling pretty hungry. And he's going to sit down and he's just going to have a little bit of a chat with Piper as well. And he's going to ask her how she's feeling. So, honey, how are you today? And she's going to be like, I'm doing pretty good. And he's like, how did you sleep? I slept well and I'm feeling okay. And how do you think our little one's doing? She's going to be like, I think our little one's doing okay. There are some bugs in the area. I'm just going to go ahead and queue up for Piper to go ahead and capture those bugs, because as we know, that is something that we desperately need for her to make lotions and things like that when she's brewing. So we are going to have her collect bugs and collect the plants in the area. So we're just going to look around and see if there's anything that she can collect. Piper is going to dig up everything that she can dig up for the extra funds as well. And we will just have her harvest everything in the area that she can harvest. Obviously, anything that we can find for Piper to harvest, dig, or catch, that is what we're going to be doing, because I'm not exactly sure what she needs for her herbalism skill and for the brewing of the potions, but I do know that we definitely need to be brewing things. That way she has hands-on experience in the herbalism process in order for that skill to go up. So we're just going to, unfortunately, have to try to get her working and harvesting everything in the area. So as you can see, she is just digging up everything that she finds. She is capturing all kinds of different metals and crystals and capsules, fossils, and anything that she gets in her inventory we will sell that she doesn't need. And the things that she does get as far as plants and insects and things like that we'll hold on to. That way anything that she might need for making lotions we will have on hand. As you can see, it is raining again. That's all it kind of does right now that it's summer in Granite Falls. It is constantly raining. We have more insects here that she can collect, and we will go ahead and queue up for her to gather those. But it is constantly storming, and now that it's summer, I believe just because it's so hot, there's constantly thunder and lightning storms, and we can't seem to be getting away from those. And Piper is really scared of the storms, as is Roman. They are really having a really tough time here in Granite Falls now that there are storms all the time. As we know, they are living out of a tent, and there is really no way for them to seek shelter away from these storms, and so they are dealing with a lot of fear over this, and they are feeling really uncomfortable being out in the rain since it is raining so much. And as we know, Piper is also very pregnant, and she's uncomfortable for that. She's got a baby on her bladder, and she's got back pain from carrying a baby, and so it is very difficult for her right now on top of everything else. Sure, she's happy and she's loving this time where she's pregnant, and obviously this is what she wanted, but it can't be easy living out of a tent as you're pregnant. Obviously she would want to be more stable. She'd want to be in a home, and she would want her life to be a little more stable and less adventurous as she's trying to grow a child. But unfortunately, that isn't the way Piper's world works, and she is out here in Granite Falls, living up the rest of this adventure and doing it pregnant. And they didn't really think they were going to end up pregnant right now, but here we are. And she's dealing with the elements. She's dealing with being, bitten by bugs. And she is trying to master this herbalism skill. And she is just really struggling with this, as you can see. So she did try to catch those bugs, and unfortunately she was not successful. And unfortunately she did just get struck by lightning, it looks like. So we have been struck by lightning, we have been stung by bugs, or bit by bugs. She is not having a good day. Poor Piper has been hit by a bolt of lightning. Ouch. Not good. This is not good at all. I feel really bad for her because she's not having a good time. She is really not having a good time at all. And she was already scared because of the storms, and now she's been struck by lightning. And she's like, I'm pregnant and I just got struck by lightning, and what am I supposed to do? As I am hopefully, going to get these herbalism lotions made. And
oh shit!
Yet, oh my god, she got struck by lightning again. You've got to be kidding me. This is ridiculous. You can't make this shit up. Poor Piper. Okay, so she has been struck by lightning twice. I mean, this is why she's scared. Now she's been hypercharged by lightning, and she's wondering, what am I doing out here? Yeah, I'm wondering what you're doing out here too. So we are currently making a stress alleviation potion. We definitely need that, girl. We definitely need that. Oh, I'm sorry. I think it's a sadness alleviation potion. Well, that's not going to help us any, because you're not sad. You are, I would think, stressed though. Lord, just watching you get struck by lightning and being hypercharged is stressing me out. Oh my gosh. And her eyes are glowing and she has sparks coming off of her, and like, what are the odds of this happening? I don't even know. But here we are, and she is supercharged. And yeah, we're going to try to make as many of these lotions as we can, and hopefully this will get her skill up. It's probably not going to get her skill up enough, but we're going to try to get it up as much as we can before she runs out of supplies, and we'll continue on. It's unfortunately not going to get it up enough, I don't think. We are still at level 9 of herbalism. We're only at the first portion of level 9 of herbalism. We still have a long way to go, and now we are out of supplies. We cannot even make any more. We only made, what, 3? Oh my goodness. It's just not enough. It really just isn't enough. Roman is trying to light a fire, but it's raining. Like, the fire is not going to keep going when it's raining. It's just going to keep putting it out. You're just wasting your time. And he's like, honey, oh my god, what happened to you? And she's like, I got struck by lightning. Not once. Oh no, you'd think once is enough. No, twice. I got struck twice. And now, watch this cool trick I can do. Oh yeah, I can throw lightning from my freaking hands because I have the power of the lightning in me. And he's like, what? She's like, oh yeah. Oh great, now he's on fire. Holy shit. This is ridiculous. Okay, I don't know what's going on in this episode, but clearly this family is really struggling in this episode. He is on fire. She is on lightning. Like, what is going on? She can literally harness lightning. What? Okay. And he's like, I think you should probably not do that. And she's like, watch this. I'm going to bring the lightning. And he's like, I wish you wouldn't. And she's like, no, it's really cool. Let me show you what I can do. Watch. And he's like, please don't do that. And she's like, it's cool. And he's like, it is not cool. It's scary. As he runs away. She's feeling dazed. Yeah, I'm thinking so. I am thinking that this is probably not the best thing ever. We should not do this again. This is not okay. I think the only saving grace is that she's pregnant, and so she can't die. Because I think getting struck by lightning twice in a row like that probably would have killed you if you weren't pregnant. But because you're pregnant, this baby has saved your life. So yay for that.
We can go.
Otherwise, we probably would have a dead
Oga.
Piper and have
Rafu
lost this
Mapej.
challenge. But
Jebo
thankfully,
Sway.
this baby has saved your
Jay.
life.
Prapna Pelzo.
She's feeling very sad because she's homesick. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, she is thinking to herself, we are out here in these woods. We are not in a home. We are not stable. I'm trying to grow a child while I am living in a tent. And she's really, really feeling sadness over this. And Roman is like, honey, as soon as we are done here, we will get us a place to live. And she's like, yeah, and then what? We have to leave the place that we get us to live to go on one more visit, one more place, one more adventure. We have to go to Salvadorada then. And he's like, yeah, we do, because, you know, we have another adventure to go on. But at least we'll have us a stable home. And she's like, oh, yeah, but then we have to leave it. And so she's really starting to get tired of all of these adventures. She's ready to settle down and be done with these adventures. And I do think that we're getting close to the end with them on all of these adventures, and she's ready for the adventure to be raising a family, because to her that seems like an adventure that she never thought that she would ever do. So to her, that is an adventure. When you never ever think you would ever have kids, and then you're like, oh, I think I want to be a mother. To her, that is a huge adventure. So she is like, why am I having to, you know, go and continue on with these adventures that I know I can tackle and do, because I've always done all these kind of adventures. Now she's like, I want to do an adventure that actually scares me, and motherhood scares the absolute shit out of me. And these adventures, they don't scare me. Like, I think I can do these. And he's like, yeah, well, your adventures scare me more than I think being a dad does. And she's like, what? That doesn't even make any sense. You've never been a dad before. And he's like, no, but like, tiny humans don't scare me as much as like spiders and jungles, and this forest is driving me crazy. And she's like, yeah, I know, this forest is kind of driving me crazy too. So here we are, and she's homesick all over again. That being said, she's feeling energized from the events of collecting all of these bugs. She knows, here we are, we're collecting bugs again. Hopefully we'll have some supplies available to continue on with brewing some things for herbalism, and we'll be able to hopefully continue getting that skill up, and she will be able to go ahead and make some major progress in that area. That being said, we also are getting really close to the time frame that it's going to take us to finding out what Piper is having, because she is getting really, really close to her second trimester. And once we get to our second trimester, we will be going and finding out what it is that she is having, and going to the obstetrician to make sure everything is good and healthy with the baby. And so they are excited to know that it is really getting close to the time frame for them to do that. We are just going to go ahead and get Roman over here. He's going to go ahead and cook up some lunch while she's out gathering. That way when she gets back, there will be some food here cooking and ready for her to eat. So he's just going to go ahead and grill up some stuff here while she is out gathering some things for her herbalism. But they are really, really excited to know that soon they're going to know what they're having. And she's like extremely energized knowing that it's getting really close to that time. In just a very short amount of time, they are going to know what it is that she's having. And he's like, I can't believe that it's already almost time for us to find out what we're having as far as the baby's concerned. And she's like, yeah, time really has flown by. And he's like, it really has. You know, if you think about it, we're going to have this baby here before you know it. And in the forest, no less. And she's like, I know, that's kind of the scary part, is we've been stuck here for so long, and we're going to end up having a baby she's showering in the rain. Piper, what are you like? And she's like, I just needed to shower. You could have showered in the public shower. And she's like, the rain is just as good. So we're going to have them go ahead and have some lunch together here. And then we are going to head them off and go ahead and go over to the doctor's place and find out what it is that we are having for this baby, because it is time for us to find out what we're having. And that came upon us really quickly, but it is time for us to find out what we're having, because we are now entering into our second trimester, and he is on fire again. Roman, oh my, really, really, just really. And he's like, let's just add more logs to the fire because, you know, why not? So we are going to go ahead now and head on over and get them to find out what it is that we are having for this baby. So Piper is calling the obstetrician, and we're going to go ahead and head over to the ultrasound with Roman. So we have made it over to the hospital. Let's go ahead and go and get our ultrasound. So now that we are getting our ultrasound started, let's go ahead and head over and have her climb up on the table here and get this started. Yes, we do want to know what we are having. So let's go ahead and get this doctor here to let us know what it is we're having. Piper's like, please let me know what we're having when we get the ultrasound. I do want to know the gender of the baby. And she's like, yeah, absolutely. So we are just walking back here to the ultrasound table. And once we get settled here, we will go ahead and get Roman to come on over and join us. All right, let's get Roman to come join. And she's like, okay, ma'am, let's go ahead and rub this on your belly. And there we go. Now, if you just take a look here on this ultrasound machine, you can see here, this is your baby here. And as you can see, congratulations, you're pregnant. Based on the ultrasound scan results, it looks like you are expecting one healthy baby. Everything looks good so far, and we'll continue to monitor your pregnancy and the baby's development to make sure everything stays on track. This is an exciting time, and we're here to help. It does look like the scan results show that you are expecting a healthy baby boy. So we are pregnant with a healthy baby boy. And Roman is like, oh my God, I'm having a son. And Piper's like, yeah, we are. We're having a boy. I am going to go ahead and get them headed off back to the forest here. So let's go ahead and send them back home to their forest where they belong. And then we will continue on with our story there in Granite Falls. Okay, we have arrived back in Granite Falls, and as you can see, they are once again back in the rain. You can see that they are scared to death once again, but Roman is scared to death of the thunderstorm. He is thinking to himself, I need to get myself into the tent as well and get to safety. So I am going to just go ahead and get him into the safety of the tent as well, and then they will have a little bit of a conversation in the morning about the fact that they are having a little boy. As you can see, Piper is up. She is needing desperately to go to the washroom. She has woken in desperate need of a wee. So she is just heading off to the loo, and then she's going to need to go ahead and make herself something to eat because she is really, really hungry. But guys, I am going to go ahead and leave this episode here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so that you are notified of new episodes that go live on the channel. Don't forget to leave me baby names in the comments for Roman and Piper, as they are having a little boy. And obviously we will need to have baby names for them. That being said, we are still going to be working on getting Piper to her herbalism level 10. And so we will need to obviously get her mastering that so that we can get them out of Granite Falls. And until next time, I'm going to go ahead and fly for now. Bye, Ravens.